Got some Netflix news for you, Will. I know you're a big Netflix guy. You like to stay up on the news. You like to know what's going on, what the upcoming shows are, what's leaving, what's coming. It's always changing. Well, as you know, there are now 14,000 streaming services that you have to be subscribed to.
Yeah.
I know Kirk he's panicking. What do I do? Where do I subscribe? What do I cancel? What do I keep? It's so much to hold it all together. In fact, well, Netflix is trying to make it easier for you if you're a Seinfeld fan. They just paid $500 million. To be clear, Will, that's $500 million. Just to be clear, I know you have trouble. You struggle with the numbers sometimes.
What's the number?
Yeah, see, that's a big one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big number.
Too many.
Yeah, there's a
One
couple
too many
numbers.
zeros.
There's a lot of zeros in there. So anyhow, they pay $500 million. They say, Netflix says on record that Seinfeld is fresher than ever. The humor, people can't wait. I mean, that's their line, Kirk. Don't give me that face. Of course they're going to say that. They just spent $500 million. What are they going to say? It's not as fresh as it was? No, they got to say it's fresher than ever, and they do, rightfully so. So they purchased the global streaming rights from Sony Pictures Television. The crazy part here is the final episode of Seinfeld aired in 1998. Now, that is a number of years ago. That's the final episode, and they're still banking to the tune of $500 million for these rights at a later date. And I presume that Unbox Therapy episodes will garner a similar investment from streaming services in 20 years.
Right.
I'll be counting on that $500 million at that point. It's funny how absurd that sounds, but in reality, that's how these streaming services work. They're buying up, essentially buying up videos that were uploaded to TV 20 years ago. They were uploaded to TV, man. Anyway. No, I don't know. I don't think this kind of thing will ever happen again because, well, maybe. We'll see what happens in the streaming services wars because everybody's launching a streaming service. I've covered it on this channel. You have Apple TV Plus and Disney launching in November. Those, of course, massive players in the media market landscape. You've also got HBO bringing their product called HBO Max. They're taking Friends from Netflix. And Vin was telling me, what was the other show they got, Vin? Are you there? Did they get The Office? Oh, Big Bang Theory. And they paid like $1 billion for that, according to Vin. You don't even know who Vin is, but hold him accountable, not me. So you have HBO Max, Apple TV Plus, you got the Disney service. Of course, Hulu still exists. Amazon is streaming. Netflix is there. That's a lot of services for you to choose from. So they're taking their stand, right? Each one of them is banking on a particular show, which they think is going to help them bring in new subscribers and also keep the subscribers that they have. So there's a swap with Friends. Oh, and by the way, Netflix, The Office was the other one, the other chip that fell. I know a lot of people like to binge The Office, Will included.
Yeah, it's a classic.
On Netflix. But NBC is also launching a streaming service, NBC Universal streaming service coming out in 2020, and they'll be taking The Office back. It's an NBC show and removing it from Netflix. So it's complicated out there. Mm-hmm. This is not an easy one to navigate. Obviously, you got to make your choices, I guess, based on the shows that are important to you. But this is what the streaming wars look like. We're getting a nice, solid glimpse into what the streaming wars mean and how it's all going to map out and break down.
I guess it's going to be back to torrents.
That's rude, Will. How dare you? But I should position a question to the audience out there because nobody knows better than they do what their threshold is for subscription services. How many are you willing to have and which ones are important? Will you consider swapping your Netflix subscription for a different service that's out there? Maybe Disney, maybe Apple. The interesting one with Disney is ESPN. I know a couple people corrected me in the comments saying, look, it's not full out ESPN. Right? They're saying it's like a really nerfed version. You're not going to get streaming stuff. But who knows? That could change. Disney owns ESPN. If they say, hey, streaming is the most important to us, maybe they change their strategy and start offering up more on the ESPN piece because it is a differentiating characteristic compared to the other streaming services that are fighting for your monthly revenue. So it's you let me know which one you would consider switching to, keeping, and so forth. Or maybe you're done with all of them. I don't know. I'd like to hear about that as well. It's really interesting. Anyhow,